My dear people of God, we are on the last Sunday of the liturgical year B, and today we declare and celebrate Jesus Christ as not only the King of our liturgical time, but also as the King of the entire universe, who has the sovereignty over every kind of kingdom and government. He is the King, and the fact of His kingship is very evident in the scriptures, right from the moment of annunciation of His birth to His death on the cross. The two readings of this Sunday are apocalyptic in style. The first reading from the book of Daniel speaks about a vision of the glorified Son of Man. The personage before God in the form of a human being is of divine origin. Verse 13 of chapter 7 is the only place in the Old Testament where the Son of Man is used of a divine being rather than a human being. Jesus later on during His lifetime would repeatedly refer to Himself as the Son of Man. In the second reading taken from the book of Revelation, we find that it speaks about glorified Christ as the Alpha, the beginning, and the Omega, the end of everything. Actually, everything revolves around Him. The two elements, the Son of Man and with clouds of heaven, combined together constitute the Messianic rule. The rule of Jesus the Messiah, the King of the universe. In the Gospel passage, we see Pilate asking Jesus about His kingship. Jesus does not deny that He is a king, but makes it very clear to Pilate that His kingdom is not of this world. This suggests that He belonged to another realm. And from there, He descended to our realm to bear witness to the truth about God and His unconditional love for the whole humanity. Truth about Himself as the only begotten Son of God, and truth about us as the adopted children of God. My dear people of God, whenever we hear the word king or kingship, what immediately comes to our mind is glory, splendor, adornments, power, authority, and domination. Our King, Jesus Christ, never identified Himself to this kind of kingship. We do not find a single image of Jesus in the Gospels as a very royal king sitting on a throne and governing and ruling, for He always refused to be such kind of a king. In John chapter 6 verse 15, we find that when people wanted to make Him a king by force, He withdrew Himself from them to focus on His mission by being in communion with His heavenly Father. In fact, He is the King of Kings who emptied Himself of all His glory. He is the humblest King who came not to be served but to serve others. He is a King who does not dominate, threaten or kill but gives life. He does not burden His subjects with taxes, neither does He force anyone. Rather, He invites, saying, "Come to me, all of you that are weary and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." He does not sentence or punish, but shows mercy. He does not rule from a royal throne, but from the cross. He has no golden crown on His head, but a crown of thorns marked with precious blood that He poured out for you and for me. And still, while on earth, He had no standing army to fight for Him. Yet He ruled and still rules. He reigns over every heart that accepts the message of His kingdom. The Beatitudes, as we find in Matthew chapter 5 verses 1 to 12, is the rule of law of His kingdom. And the most cherished law is the law of love. Love of God and love of neighbor. My dear people of God, won't you be a part of this beautiful kingdom? How do we show our loyalty to this King? We show our loyalty to this King by the quality of our Christian commitment expressed in our serving of others with a sacrificial love and by showing our solidarity with the poor. As we proclaim to the entire world today that Jesus Christ is the King of the universe, let's surrender our hearts to this King. Let Him reign over our hearts so that His kingdom may reign in these present times through our humble service to the needy humanity. I wish you a happy feast of Christ the King. May Christ the King bless all of you.